Well everyone, we're already here. We're a couple days away from the grandest stage of them all, Wrestlemania 41, and I feel like today we can finally get into my predictions and who I think should win and lose every single match at this year's Wrestlemania 41. But before we get into the whole prediction, remember to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. But let's get back into this prediction video for WrestleMania 41. First of all, before we get into any of the main card, maybe we might get something with Randy Orton, but either way, if he's on the card, he may win it or might end up in a DQ to lead on to a feud. It sucks that nothing with Alexa Bliss is on WrestleMania, and I think it sucks that Roxanne is not facing Bayley or Bayley Lyra. Roxanne Perez should be on this card, and it sucks that she's not. And it's crazy that the SmackDown Tag Team WrestleMania, when they've had a way better build. First, we get into the WWE Women's Tag Team title match. The champions, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Even though I think Bayley and Lyra Valkyria is a very cool duo, and I think they will kill it in this match. I especially think all four women will do amazing in this match. It still kind of shocks me that this match is on here, or you could have built up somebody else for this team, because Bayley and Lyra aren't a team, and I would rather see IC title getting defended at WrestleMania between like Bayley or Roxanne or somebody, and then maybe Liv doing something else with Raquel or something like that. But it's cool to see Liv walking into WrestleMania as champion. It's great that Raquel is on WrestleMania. It's great to see Bayley and Lyra on WrestleMania as well, because all women deserve to be on WrestleMania, these especially. It's great that, it's Lyra's first WrestleMania. It's great seeing Bayley get another WrestleMania. Like, it's all great to see these four women be on WrestleMania. I just wish there was better stories and circumstances. Either way, we get what we can get. And either way, even though I think it would be cool to see Bayley and Lyra as tag team champions, I just don't think that's gonna happen, because they legit Liv and Raquel just won the tag titles. And I think these titles should be going down to NXT, but I doubt they are. It's just kind of like, I feel like you would want a more functional tag team, not someone else just recently brought up as a tag team. And plus, Lyra's not an IC champion. I think Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez will retain their WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Next, we get into the World Tag Team Champions of the War Raiders defending the titles against the New Day. And to me, this match is just crazy that this match is on here. Like, to me, New Day shouldn't even be on here, or the War Raiders. Like, don't get me wrong, all four of them are amazing wrestlers and all that stuff. They legit just started building this up last week, and there's been nothing to no build. They have really drowned the New Day heel one and has not made as interesting. And the big issue is, it's like, this just kind of feels like it's here just because something big is gonna happen. Not even like a title change, like maybe the return of like maybe in-ring or half in-ring of Big E. I just don't know, because you should be having the New Day win, not losing at WrestleMania. And I feel like there's something bigger going on here, but at the same time too, this just shouldn't be on WrestleMania. And it feels like that's the only reason maybe why they're putting this match on here. But either way, I think it's still going to be a good match between all four men. I think they're going to kill it out there. But I definitely do think the New Day should become your new World Tag Team Champions. Then we get to Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in a Sin City Street Fight. And this match can have either, I'm fine with either person winning, because to me, a lot of people have been dragging on, talking so much crap about Damian Priest and saying Drew McIntyre deserves better, which his story has been building for a year. Don't get me wrong, I wanted Drew versus Roman, but this story has been great. And I've been one of the people that have been writing this story since the beginning, and the story has been great every single week. It has been one of the most underrated builds to WrestleMania. These two have been doing perfectly and doing great and building up the tension and the hatred and the story every single week, and it has been great. Adding a street fight to it makes it even so much more interesting. And I know they're gonna go on a crazy street fight of a match, because we've seen them both in street fights and they can deliver on those type of matches. But then also too, I'm fine with either person winning, because I feel like either person will be fine if they take a win or a loss. It's just kind of like a match for a feud that just needs to be over with. It's kind of like they've been feuding. Okay, it's time to finish this. Let's do this. And I think any other person will be fine, because I feel like there's big things this year for both men. But I definitely do think, especially with the story they're telling, and I think one person deserves to be champion over the other first, and I think that's Drew McIntyre. And I feel like this could be a great launching point for him, launching into 2025 or potentially going after either world title at this point. I think he needs to get that first step of winning to lead for the rest of the year. I'm picking Drew McIntyre to defeat Damian Priest in the Sin City Street Fight. Then we get to Jade Cargill versus Naomi. And to me, this feud has been absolutely amazing. And I've been watching Naomi for a long time, and I've been saying her praises about how good she is. But this new heel character, she's been taking on levels beyond levels and has been absolutely freaking killing it. I feel like it's been starting to bring more better out of Jade too. I definitely do wish they had more interactions between each other. This match still has been this whole build up for this feud still has been a lot of fun, a lot of great story to it. Even though I hate when heels lose right when they turn heel, but just Jade Cargill being out for so long, them teasing things with Jade Cargill with other matches, and her being this next big star. I just feel like there is no way that Jade Cargill is going to lose this match, but I definitely do think Jade Cargill will get the win by defeating Naomi. Then we have Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, and to me it's so crazy that Chad Gable can't even get a WrestleMania match at this point. Like, what we're doing to Chad Gable? Come on, man. Like, why do Chad Gable like this? But either way, I think these are two great elite luchadors, great workers, and I feel like there's going to be a great match between both of them, and it's going to be a fun match. And the story has not been that bad. It's been enjoyable, but I definitely do think the match is going to deliver and be a great match. I definitely do think Rey Mysterio will get the win over Grande Americano. Then we get into the United States Championship match of LA Knight, the champion, versus Jacob Fatu. To me, I'm surprised this match happened in a singles match. I really thought we were getting Jacob versus Solo at WrestleMania, and even though, don't get me wrong, I am kind of wishy-washy on this feud just because we've seen this LA Knight dealing with the bloodline for months and months and months. But I'm very mixed on this match because I really want Jacob Fatu as champion. Him as champion could really electrify, just elevate this mid-card SmackDown through the roof. Other issue we have here is that LA Knight just won the championship back, even though he should have never lost it to Shinsuke in the first place. I feel like LA Knight should be up in the world title picture, especially I feel like he could be someone in there. He feels like he just kind of evolved or graduated from the mid-card to the main event scene, in my personal opinion. Because I don't feel like there's really nothing left for him in the mid-card. But at the same time, too, they've been telling this story of Solo Sikoa continuously taking everything away from Jacob Fatu when he won the tag title, and then costing him that first US title contendership match a couple weeks back. I kind of feel like they're not done telling that story. Solo Sikoa costing Jacob Fatu, especially, yeah, they could run a program between Solo and Jacob for the US title, but I feel like Solo doesn't want Jacob to have anything, and he's jealous. I feel like Solo Sikoa somehow, someway is going to cost Jacob Fatu. Even though everything I've just said is gonna go against everything I just said, I'm gonna go for it. I'm picking Jacob Fatu to dethrone LA Knight for the United States champion and launch this man to the moon. Then we get into the Intercontinental Championship match of the champion Braun Breaker versus Penta versus Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio. And to me, this match going to be great because the story has been great. I love they've been building up this up between Braun and Penta, building it with the other two guys of Dom and Finn, and building that story of the detention between Judgment Day, and then potentially going to kick out Finn Balor and him going to be gone for the group, and him not believing in Dominic Mysterio. It's a whole back and forth of this whole story, and then leading to now this might potentially be leading with Dominic Mysterio might actually become a champion. I think this is his best opportunity to become a champion, because I've been a big fan of Dominic Mysterio. It's been so great to see his rise of how he's been gotten better and better and better, and him being a good heel, him already being a great heel, would he add even more heel heat of him being champion? So I think that'd be a cool thing to see. Also being Penta being champion would be amazing. Him making it to his first WrestleMania is so cool to see him. I can't wait to see that entrance because that's going to be amazing. Of course, Braun Breaker, I won't even be mad if he retains his title. Breaker is just so freaking cool. But I definitely do think if he should lose the title, he should be straight pushed to the main event scene because Braun Breaker's just that good. And as much as I like Finn Balor, I think he's just here to take the pin because shouldn't be pinning Braun Breaker. He's a big star and should be going to the main event scene if he loses the title. Penta is so new, and he just took a loss last week, and he shouldn't be taking any losses right now. And it really leaves between Dom and Finn Balor. And like, as much as it'd be cool to see Finn Balor's Intercontinental Champion, I just don't think it's happening anytime soon. I think this is where Dom Mysterio will win the IC title, and this is where they will use that to kick out Finn Balor out of the Judgment Day, and he will go on to his single solo run of Finn Balor. And so all this talking, I'm very excited for this match. For all four men are great in-ring workers, and there's been a great story, and I think all four men at WrestleMania are going to kill it. This could be one of the matches of the night, and I think out of all four men, I think Dominic Mysterio will become your new Intercontinental Champion at WrestleMania 41. Then we get into AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. And to me, this sucks to see that AJ Styles have to do anything with Logan Paul, because he's just, all he really has is the in-ring work stuff. Everything else he's just not good at, and there's nothing really good. I'll give him credit for him being good in the ring and kind of having a cool finisher, but this whole entire feud too has just been horrible. Like, there's no real sense of a story. Like, Karrion Kross did a better job on social media making us understand the story than WWE has done. Even though I'm so happy AJ Styles on WrestleMania, I just feel like could have did something better here. At least even if it was to with Logan Paul, built up some type of better story. So I think AJ Styles will defeat Logan Paul and win at WrestleMania 41. Then we get into the WWE Women's Championship match. Tiffany Stratton, the champion, versus Charlotte Flair. Oh god, this feud has been horrible. It didn't get me interested in this feud at all. I still think their match, I think both women could possibly kill it if they could put their hatred and their beef aside. I think this can be a very, very phenomenal match. Hopefully they can do that, because this feud has been horrible. I just hope both women are just separated at this. First of all, Charlotte Flair does not need a title win. I want an actual story with Charlotte Flair, because I'm tired of the same old crap. But you build up nothing and you've just been the same thing for the longest of time. I know we all make the joke, Charlotte Flair, death, taxes, and Charlotte Flair winning a championship, and she could likely win the championship. I just honestly think that's a bad idea. Not even just the whole situation itself. Like, you just come back. To me, it would do more wonders, would do more good for Tiffany to retain over Charlotte, and I can go on and on about who should win, who shouldn't win, and reasons why and why. But I just feel like at the end of the day, whoever wins, I just hope both women put the differences to the side and put on a good match, because they're both great wrestlers, super athletic. I know they can put on a very good match, and I'm hoping that they do that. But I am picking Tiffany Stratton to retain her WWE Women's Championship by defeating Charlotte Flair. Then we get into the World Heavyweight Championship match of the champion Gunther versus the challenger of Jey Uso. And to me, even though it was shocking, I was fine with Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble and stuff, but this build has just been horrible. And luckily the big Jimmy Uso, he saved this build a couple weeks ago, and this feud finally feels so much more interesting, so good. It feels very personal. I feel like we got this Jey Uso that we wanted, because yeah, he can do the yeet stuff, but not all the time. You do it too much, and you really gotta balance out serious Jey Uso and Yeet Man Jey Uso. I feel like now we can have that serious Jey Uso with some mix of the Yeet. I want Gunther to be champion still, but I doubt it, because Jey Uso has 0-3 against Gunther, or he's 0-4. He's lost a couple IC title matches. He's lost the World Heavyweight title match against Gunther, I think twice. Jey Uso loses. This is like a career ender. You shouldn't be even in any discussions for any type of world title. At this point, just go back down to NXT at this point, because how are you going to be believable when you have so many opportunities and you lose at the biggest stage of the world, winning the Royal Rumble and then losing at WrestleMania? Jey Uso needs this win so bad. But I am hoping both men will put on a very good match. I'm looking forward to see how this match goes. But overall, I do think Jey Uso will dethrone Gunther and become your new World Heavyweight Champion. Then we get the Women's World Championship match of the champion Io Sky defending versus Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. And to me, I am happy but also disappointed at the same time about this build in this feud, because I love the shocking factor of Io Sky winning the title and Rhea Ripley having to be that heel and having to get into the title match. Bianca Belair rightfully having a WrestleMania match by winning the chamber, even though you people are very weird for booing Bianca. Like, I get someone has to be a heel, and I get that Rhea Ripley is super over, but sometimes your crowds are really stupid. As much as I would love to see Bianca Belair as champion, as much as I think it should be good, I don't think she should win here. I think Bianca Belair should be winning the title of whoever wins between Tiffany and Charlotte, because to me, I feel like they've been telling this whole story about how she's been consistently disrespected, not been believable, even though literally Io Sky has beaten both of you. Rhea, you were literally 0-4 against Io, and Bianca, last time you and Io were on one-on-one, Io beat you. So I am so confused about why are you disregarding Io, and also too, it would basically kind of ruin Io at the same point, because they really built up Io, and Io over as she is, and my personal bias aside, because I am one of the biggest Io Sky fans. Like, Io Sky is in my top 5 favorite women's wrestlers of all time, and putting my bias to her side, it would really hurt Io Sky if she were to lose this match, because you did all that work of getting her credible and people really believing her and really being into her, and her being even more over than she was last year, and her basically not being regarded as, and her being pushed off to the side and then not taking her serious, her to lose, that would just make her look weak. So you basically are not that good. You're not that good to be champion. You're not this, you're not the other, when someone else can beat you. Rhea Ripley, just how she got here about blaming Bianca, and then having a great backstage segment or video of being like, oh, it's my fault, this, that, and the other, and just going back to blaming Bianca. I just really want more of the Rhea Ripley character, and I feel like WWE is really doing it a disservice, because every single time it look like we're gonna get some Rhea Ripley evolution or development, they strip it away and make Rhea Ripley just mommies on top. I feel like there's so much more you can do with Rhea, and they haven't been doing her the service. They haven't been doing Rhea Ripley a good job in terms of her booking. I just think no matter what, Io Sky and Bianca Belair should not be taking no pins at all, and the only person to be taking a pin is Rhea Ripley. And I just think at the end of the day, from all my rambling, I just feel like Io Sky should walk out of WrestleMania and still be Women's World Champion after WrestleMania. Then we get into the triple threat match of the main event of night 1, and that is Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth in a triple threat match. And to me, I have enjoyed and haven't enjoyed this build. I'm fine with the favor because I figured from the beginning that was going to be the favor, being Paul Heyman being on CM Punk's side. But I also like, that because to me, the reason I like the favor that part because it brings all three men together in a triangle. Seth and Punk already have their issues. Seth and Roman have their issues, and this connects Punk and Roman with their issues. So now it's this big trifecta of a triangle. And then you also have Seth Rollins with his favor and stuff with Paul Heyman. So it all works out together. My only biggest complaint with this is I really wish they would have deep dived more into the Shield and the past stuff. You know how Roman and Seth both didn't want Punk back in WWE, even though they never really mention that. And also too how Punk beat all three members of the Shield, and then also too how Punk didn't even originally want Roman Reigns in the Shield. Like there's so much lore and history. I feel like they didn't deep dive enough into it, which really sucks because this feud to me is one of the most interesting matches that I'm looking forward to. But I feel like they could have did so much more in deep dive into the feud and the history between all three men. Could have really elevated this feud from here all the way up to be higher. But either way, I'm still very excited for this because Seth Rollins got another WrestleMania main event, and he's in my top 3 of all time. And my favorite of all time, CM Punk, is finally getting his WrestleMania main event. And I've been waiting years and years and years to see this man finally get his main event, and now he finally gets his WrestleMania main event. I cannot be more happy. The only person who should not be winning here is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns should be taking pin because the only two people you can really argue is Seth Rollins and CM Punk. Yeah, you could see CM Punk, like I want CM Punk to win because it could be great because him getting his main event, him being with Paul Heyman and all this stuff. But even though I would love that and to see CM Punk get his hand raised in the main event, I just kind of feel like Seth Rollins needs a bit more in my personal opinion. I feel like out of everyone, all the wins, he hasn't gotten that big win over Roman or Punk. Last time Seth and Roman had a match, he ended by DQ, and then the Punk match, he lost that one, and then Roman took him out of the cage in the second match. He's never had that big win over either man, and I feel like over Punk or Roman, I feel like this is the time to give him that big win. And even though I don't know if he would turn heel afterwards and join Paul Heyman, I don't really know. I just feel like either way, Seth Rollins should be the winner. There's just more going for Seth Rollins to win this match, and I think he should be the winner of this match, even with the favor or not, even if Seth turns heel or not, and Paul Heyman joins him or not, whatever it is, even if the favor gets revealed at WrestleMania, we don't know. I just feel like either way, Seth Rollins needs this win more. Out of all three men, I feel like the win would do more for Seth Rollins, and I feel like whoever wins this match is definitely gonna get a title opportunity somewhere down the line. And I feel like out of all three men, Seth Rollins should be the right choice to win. And even if Seth Rollins does not win this match, they still have CM Punk, who would still be a great choice to win this match. But the only person who should not be winning is Roman Reigns, in my opinion. But either way, I'm so very excited for this match, and I am choosing Seth Rollins to win the triple threat match by defeating CM Punk and Roman Reigns. Then we get into the main event of night 2, and that is the Undisputed WWE Championship match of Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. And to me, I am so freaking excited for this match. I don't think it's going to be an all-time classic or anything. I don't think it's going to be a great match between both of them. It's kind of like almost the past face of the company, now the new face of the company, the old John Cena versus the new John Cena. And we have the feud has been amazing with this new John Cena heel turn, which we never thought in decades times. We thought we would get a heel John Cena. I have enjoyed the feud. It's been a little bit couple low points here and there, or them just trying to carry along the feud for the next week, just trying to get to WrestleMania, since WrestleMania was later in the month than it usually is. But John Cena needs this win so much more. Cody Rhodes got that 365-day, he has that year-long championship reign, and even though it would be cool to see Cody Rhodes still as champion, I just feel like John Cena needs it more. Biggest thing that I hate is when people who turn heel and then immediately lose the first match. John Cena, we never thought we'd get him as a heel, and now we finally have a heel John Cena, and if he just loses, what would be the point of everything that you built up? Like, I would still be interested to see what they do afterwards. That is a big order to really try to justify if John Cena losing at WrestleMania, because if John Cena wins at WrestleMania, there's so much more story you can tell. You can have this of Cody fighting through the corporation, of him fighting through The Rock, and John Cena trying to work his way through. I think Cody Rhodes, if he loses, no matter what, he will win this title back, probably at SummerSlam. Cody Rhodes will have to work his way through and get all the way back to John Cena and get his title back. And I feel like there's just so much you can do with that, plus with a heel John Cena one. We've never seen a heel John Cena as champion. I think it would be so good, especially to the storytelling. You could tell with a heel John Cena Cena will be amazing, especially if they do this. I want to see John Cena, when he wins the title, pick it up, and you see in his face that he realizes that he's happy he's champion, but he doesn't like the way that how he won it. He regrets kind of selling his soul to The Rock, even though I don't really feel like it is. He gets the way that he went to win this championship. It's just a little part of a slow building story that will switch John Cena from a heel later on in the year to a babyface, because I definitely do think somehow John Cena will end his retirement year run as a babyface, and I feel like this is the first stamping point, the first point of it. But I definitely do think John Cena will walk out as your new undisputed WWE champion at WrestleMania 41. But overall, these are all my predictions for WrestleMania 41, and even though there's been some high points and some low points about this entire build and this road to WrestleMania, I'm still very excited for it. But let me know down in the comments, what are your guys' predictions for WrestleMania 41, and what is the match you are most looking forward to? Let me know down in the comments. Hit the like and subscribe button, because it really helps with the channel, and we're gonna have to wait and see who will be walking out of WrestleMania 41 as winners and losers. We're gonna have to wait and find out. But that's all from me. I'll see you all in the next one.